Hi guys, compliments of the season and welcome back to my channel. How's the holiday been? So today I'm going to be showing you how to make fruit cake, budget friendly fruit cake, and how I was able to make 3 cakes from one batter. In addition, I'm also going to show you simple ways to package these cakes to give out or for sales. So if you are new to my channel, you're welcome. Hit the subscribe button and let's get started. So the first thing you need to make fruit cakes are fruits. Here I'm going to be making use of some raisins and some green and red cherries, in addition to some coconut shavings. Now there are a lot of other fruits you can make use of. You also have your cranberries, your currants, tutti fruits, apples, and for your toppings you can also make use of some dried nuts such as almonds, cashew nuts, and dates. And also you can make use of dried orange and pineapple shavings. So if you go to malls or supermarkets, you can also buy cartons of these mixed fruits, just in case you want everything together. It is also available. So the next thing to do is to soak these fruits, and I soaked my fruits like approximately 2 hours before I started making my cake. And the essence of soaking your fruits is to marinate the fruits so that 1, it can soften it, and 2, to also give an additional taste and aroma to your cake. Like guys, as I was mixing this, I was already having an idea to the magic that was going to happen to the taste of my cake. Thirdly is to serve as preservative for your cake. Like, have you heard of wedding cakes that have lasted for a year without spoiling? This is the secret. So the longer you soak your cakes, the better. Like for commercial purposes, you need to start for months or even weeks, say 2 weeks before the time for use, so that you can get a longer preservative action from that. So let's get to making the cake proper. So I'll be making use of 375 grams of margarine, 1 cup of sweetened Hollandia yogurt. You can also make use of 1 cup of milk of your choice, but I love this because that will be my basic flavor and it's so nice. Guys, try this cake recipe out and you thank me later. Now I have my sugar, and these 2 cups of sugar, and here is my flour, 3 cups of flour all measured out, my mixing bowl, my 3 eggs, my nutmeg, my powdered nutmeg, my wheats, and then my baking powder. I'm going to be making use of 2 tablespoons of baking powder. My browning, I'm going to be making use of half a tablespoon. So in case you don't want to make use of browning, just make use of brown sugar. Now here are my fruits sitting comfortably and soaking up, and here is my coconut shavings. Guys, I made it using my grater at home, so that's why I said this cake is budget friendly. You don't need to break the bank because you want to make fruit cake. So into my mixing bowl, I'm going to add in my margarine, and I'm going to cream it for like 3 minutes till it changes from the deep color to a lighter yellow color, and I know that I'm good to go. So I'm not observing any particular direction while creaming this margarine. And also you can repeat this process using a mixer if available. So once I'm done, I'm going to break in my egg yolk into my bowl, but first of all I'm going to separate it from the egg white or the albumin, and I'm going to be doing this manually. I'll do this for the 3 eggs. So in case you have an egg separator, please just do that to separate the egg yolk from the egg white, because we'll be leaving the egg white for later on in the process of making this cake. Now once the egg white is in, I'm going to add in my sugar, and I'm going to cream everything together. So as I mentioned earlier, if you don't want to make use of browning, you can make use of brown sugar instead, but just so you know, brown sugar is a bit costlier than this normal sugar, so use any one of your choice. Meanwhile, please don't mind the distraction in the background. My kids are on holidays, so right now they're my unwanted assistants in the kitchen. So once I'm done, I'm going to add in my 1 cup of sweetened yogurt, and I measured it out so that you can see I'm using the half cup to measure it out. So as I said, you can also add in your milk. So once you add in this to the batter, it's going to loosen it up and make it a bit fluid, so you just have to be a bit careful so that it doesn't splash out everywhere. So after adding it, we're just going to give it a good stir, and we are going to start adding in our flour 1 cup at a time. And once we are done mixing everything up, you can see how lush our batter has become. Guys, so far, if you like this video, please give it a high thumbs up, as well as subscribe if you haven't. So next thing is to add in our nutmeg powder. mix it in, and then our cake is ready for our egg white. So in the process of separating the egg yolk from the egg white, some of the egg yolk might definitely get mixed up, but it doesn't matter as long as it's not much. As I whisk the eggs, I'm going to be adding the foam gradually into the batter till it's finished, after which, giving it a good stir, we are going to add in our baking powder and cover up the batter to rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. So while our batter is resting to allow the baking powder do its work, we are going to get to work to coating our pans. So in case you don't have a parchment paper or a non-stick spray, you can comfortably coat your pans like this. So I'm going to add butter to the pan. Using a brush, I'm going to put all parts of my pan as much as possible, making a thin lining or thin coating all over the pan. And once I'm done, I'm going to add in a tablespoon of flour, and I'm going to make rotational movements to just make sure the flour gets to all parts of the pan. And here our pan is ready. This is to make sure that our cake doesn't stick to our pan and comes out comfortably. So here we are. So guys, let's take a look at our mixed fruits and we can see how far it's come. It has been able to absorb a lot of the alcohol. So now we are back to our batter, and a secret to knowing that your baking powder is still active is that it will blow in or give in as much air into your batter. As you can see, it changed the texture of my batter. Now here is the important work in this cake. You have to make sure that you mix this cake, you cream it in order to make sure it comes back to the normal lush and smooth texture that this cake had before we added in the baking powder. Guys, it's very important to do this, because if you don't, after your cake has been baked, you will see holes or gaps inside your cake, which represents the air bubbles that we are not let out from not creaming the cake properly after the baking powder has been added. You know, the baking powder has a rising or leavening action on the cake. So once you don't cream this back, you are definitely going to see the holes in the cake. So make sure you cream your cake back to its original smooth texture to avoid that. And once you are done creaming and getting this lush texture of our cake, we are good to go. So at this point, I'm going to be adding in some of our mixed fruits, and I'm going to be folding it into the batter gently as seen. After which, it's time to scoop into our baking pans. So once it is done, please also ensure to give it a pat at the bottom or drop it on a hard surface consistently, just to remove any air bubbles that might still be in there, and you are good to go. Now to our toppings. So I'm going to be going in first with the coconut shavings, and I'm going to add as much as I can because I have a lot of that. After which, I'm going to add in the rest of the mixed fruits. So at this point, if you have a lot of other mixed fruits, please, or other things or other fruits for toppings, do well to use it to garnish your cake as you like. So to the rest of the batter, I'm going to be adding in half tablespoon of browning, and I'm going to give it a stir till I get a uniform mixture, after which I'm going to scoop it into my bowls as well as my foil plate. I'm going to repeat the process for adding of the toppings and making sure there are no bubbles, and it's good to go. Now to an important thing to do that I forgot to let you in on earlier on is that once you are done scooping in, please use a spatula or a spoon to just smoothen out the surface. This will ensure that your cakes don't have any cracks at the top. This is in addition to ensuring that the heat at which you bake is also under control, so that your cakes don't open up at the top. So here we are, guys, and I hope you've learned something from this video so far. If you have, please give this video a like already, as well as subscribe if you haven't. It really means a lot to me because it will help my channel to grow all the more. So I'm going to be baking this foil cake under low heat for like 15 minutes in a pot, just as it is, while the others I'm going to be baking for up to 30 to 45 minutes under low to medium heat. Be sure to please preheat for say 5 to 10 minutes before you put in your cake to bake. So at the end of 15 minutes, my foil cake was already ready, And guys, at the end of the day, this is what I have. So guys, this is how I was able to get 3 cakes from one batter, and how you can do that as well. So guys, rate these cakes in the comment section, and I want to assure you that once you've had a taste of this cake, you are going to abandon all the cake recipes you've had. Take it from me. And take this as my new year gift to you all. This is to say thank you guys for subscribing, for liking, for sharing all my videos. I really appreciate. So you can see how soft and fluffy and yummy this cake looks. Guys, I don't want to talk too much about it. Just when when you try it out, you'll see for yourself. Please make sure to let me know in the comment section once you've tried it out. And it's so good and perfect for all occasions. So that's how to make fruit cake, guys. So just in case you want to be seeing all your fruits on the surface, like as in this foil cake, you might just need to mix your fruits with a little bit of flour before you add them on the surface. This will keep them from sinking into your cake. That's if you mind. If you don't mind, you might just skip that part. Now to the packaging. So I'm going to be using transparent plastics we use for bento cakes to package my cakes. Make sure you shut it tight, especially that the edges fit in. And once it's done, use any ribbon of your choice to wrap it up. And if you want to use it for business purposes, you can brand it with your business logo or your sticker, and your cake is good to go. So that's how to package this. And for the other method, I'm going to be using the transparent nylons to wrap up the foil cakes, and I'm going to repeat the same thing, adding up my sticker just in case, and then giving it a knot at the end. So tell me which of these packaging methods you prefer and why, and which of them you will also be trying out this period. And with this, we've come to the end of this video. Please do well to check out my other popular recipes from the link in the description box below. This is to wishing you a wonderful new year. Thanks for watching. Bye.